I don't believe I got to talk about this movie right here. I don't believe I got to talk. You know what? I don't need my glasses for this. There's literally nothing intellectual that I can cover about this movie. Uh, Wits, Immortal Summer, like 2024, 2025. Who cares? Listen, so this is a Estonia movie. First of all, I thought Estonia was a mythical place. I didn't know it actually existed in reality. Don't mind me. But check this out, right? Normally a movie has a movie storybook, whatever. All right, uh, will fall under answering five W's: what, when, who, why, and where. Okay. Now I found that the best movies will omit two of the W's, so they'll answer three or four of the W's. Okay, those are usually the best because they leave questions unanswered for the audience. Not so many as to well, the movie don't make any sense, but it's open for debate and interpretation, everything like that. The best movie I could think of and that falls under that is the movie The Thing. Okay, uh, who was the thing at the end? Was it Childs or was it McCready? Right? Okay, there's been decades of debate, right? I have found that movies that answer all five questions, think that their audience is stupid. They don't trust in the intelligence level of their audience. All right. Now, when it comes to movies that only answer one or two of the W's, right? Most people find those movies to be, oh, that movie was stupid, that movie's dumb, whatever, that movie is stupid, okay? But then you have movies like this, right? And like I said, it's called the Eternal Summer or Immortal Summer. Or it's this movie right here. It's stupid. I don't even want to devote that to memory. Anyway, it came out 2024, 2025. So what's going on in this movie is this. I literally cannot tell you nothing that was going on in this movie. Why? Because I sat there for an hour and a half thinking to myself, what is going on? What is going on? Like, okay, so check this out. Check this out. I have seen movies that were so abstract that most people didn't get them, and yet I still found some kind of meaning in them. I have seen movies like The Myth of Man that was literally no words in this movie, and I thought that movie was profound, right? I seen this movie about this Viking dude hanging out with this little kid somewhere in a on this island with the like some mythical stuff going on. He was like just tearing everybody up. He never said a word. Matter of fact, I don't think it was words said in that by him at all. And that was an outstanding movie. Knew all about this dude. Like great. I have seen movies, man. You'd be like where you sit where you the movie is off and you get to sit there. You'd be like, oh, okay. Oh, all right. Well, let me watch it again. Okay. This was none of that. I can't blame the badness of this movie on production because it obviously looked like they had a little bit of money behind it. They had a little bit of budget behind it. I can't blame this movie on bad cinematography because they had some nice shots, nice angles, things that I normally don't talk about on my channel, right? But brother, it's still, versed in, filmography. Anyway, they had nice shots, nice transitions, the angles, the way that it was nice. It wasn't low budget. It was nothing low budget about the movie. The acting was all right. When like it wasn't acting was all right. The only like the score, okay, typical for this kind of movie, right? I was okay. The movie kept you intrigued because you think to yourself, okay, maybe this is a slow burn movie. Maybe this is one of those movies where the payoff is at the end. All of the questions and things that's ambiguous or confusing or mysterious. Wait, ain't no mystery. There no mystery. Stop lying. Anyway, all of that stuff will start to wrap up and find little bows towards the end, right? Or when we get to the last 15, 20, 30 minutes, all hell breaks loose. Now we finish all the answers is, everything is answered, or most of the stuff is answered, or we got a point. So listen, what I do know about this movie is this. You got three girls, one of them shy, one of them is just nasty, And when I say nasty, like in the first 10, like in the first 7 minutes of the movie, she talking about being on a date with this dude, going in the bathroom and using the bathroom, pulling out, dropping out the biggest turd. It wouldn't flush, no matter how many times she tried. So she reached in there, pulled it out, wrapped it up in tissue, and threw it out the window. Yeah, that was the first 7 minutes of the movie. Her talking to her two friends about this date that she went on. Anyway, it's the summer, of course. They decide to have one, summer fling out there. At the, when I say a fling, man, just group of kids out there at the cabin house in the woods, man. They come across this Dayton's. They have these neural devices that create a virtual world governed by this AI that I only seen in this movie being used for this dating site. They hook up with this one dude named Dr. Somebody, man. It's like hippie looking dude, man, that I wouldn't trust at all to be breathing in none of his devices that he making or something like that. And they decide, hey man, yeah, let me put this respirator thing on, breathe this, and be part of this AI thing and see what's be part of this world of ecstasy and orgasms and all this kind of stuff. No, it wasn't none of that. It wasn't none of that. So don't even get happy. So anyway, come to find out, this doctor dude, he it's not a tech form of technology that he made. This is something that he's been assembling, third party from somebody, okay, who we don't know who that company is, why the company doing what they doing, none of that. We got two Interpol cops that's coming to investigate, and they seem like they know what's going on, but then don't know what's going on. Either way, they don't help fill in none of that. Like none of that, right? It's mentioned that all of the animals and insects have disappeared, but I hear birds chirping. Like, what are you talking about? Um, you would think that, okay, is this some kind of virtual reality? Some kind of virtual reality mix up where the person is actually in virtual reality or in a dream state, and then they don't know it. Maybe like no. Maybe a person is near death and going through maybe a Jacob's ladder type. Nope. So people start turning into smoke because they're breathing out this gas, right? And they start turning to zombies, but you don't think they zombies. The only reason I say zombies is because they reference the word twice in the movie, right? But it's weird. Like the movie, it was, and then she gets pulled up into space, but you don't know if it's real. She's talking to this cloud of like mist. It's talking about everything turns to dust and everything is a zoo or something like that. And like it was. When the movie was over, I was thinking to myself, why did I watch this? Like, why did I watch this for so long? And I realized I watched it for so long because I thought it was going to be a payoff at the end. And when it got to the end, like, I don't think I've hated a movie this much. Like, like I said, I would really be happy watching Ice Cube's War of the Worlds instead of this movie. So anyway, man, if you haven't seen this movie, man, I really suggest that you just pretend that it don't even exist. Yeah, let's do that.